Hey guys, what's up? Chris Rod from Chris Rod Marketing coming at you live, so to speak, with another video. Today I'm going to be walking you guys through Facebook ads, actually marketing ads in general for your business. And in this particular case, we're going to be working on a local lawn care business, okay? And this applies really to any business, but doing some of the research is what is paramount when you guys are running Facebook ads for another business, okay? Or if you're watching this video and you guys are running ads for your own business, there's certain things that you guys want to be able to do, and you need to know a couple things about marketing. And in this particular case, we're going to be talking about an example is a lawn care business. So lawn care businesses, they use things like these, okay? It's just a door hanger, and they also use things like postcards, flyers. I even get them at the house during the season where some of the local guys are handing out and they look kind of funny and they're pretty cheesy actually, and it makes me laugh. But sometimes they're little pieces of paper and they've got the basic NAP or the name, a business address and a business phone number, and maybe some of the services they provide. It looks like it was written by their kid. There's misspellings and grammatical errors all over the place. Not very professional looking at all. But what I wanted to create this video about was some ideas that I think you guys can implement as far as a research perspective in figuring out what aspect or what approach to your marketing campaigns you actually want to take for 2020. So I just showed you a door hanger, and in the lawn care industry, that's pretty popular, okay? Door hangers and flyers and postcards are very popular. And the reason why is because in the lawn care industry, and I can say from the lawn care industry because I also own a lawn care business, is that when you're out on a route, when you're out on a route and you're taking care of a client that called you, and you're taking care of their property, you can't help but think, why don't I have more properties in this area? The area isn't what is important on what side of town. What is important is the fact that you're not increasing your drive density in the lawn care industry. Drive density is huge. Okay, drive density is when we refer to being or having your truck parked and not having to move it again, and having 2, 3, 5, 10 other clients on the same street, and you're able to not have to move your truck and still take care of 10 different properties, or 2 different properties in that small vicinity, okay? And depending on where your office location is, a lot of businesses in the lawn care industry, they focus on drive density, and you should be as well if you're not, because you're going to be reducing a couple things. One, you're going to be reducing your labor, which is usually the highest expense for a business practice. And then 2, your gas, your fuel consumption is going to drastically decrease when you increase your drive density, okay? And increasing that drive density because you've consumed or you've taken on more clients in a small area, either a street or a neighborhood or a subdivision, you're able to increase your revenue and decrease your expenses, which is huge, okay? But the real question is, how do you do that? Okay, so how do you get more clients in one local area, in one small area? And that is what this video is about, okay? What I wanted to show you is 2 things, okay? Okay, obviously, you're already probably trying to increase your drive density by handing out postcards, door hangers, etc. But here are 2 additional ways that I think you should be implementing if you're not for 2020 into your lawn care business practice. Okay, so here's one example. Okay, this is one example here. This is the eddm.usps.com website where you can do an every door direct mail option. Okay, this is a marketing strategy to where you can take your product, okay, for example, your postcards or flyers. And the reason why I'm giving you this idea is because for some business owners, they don't always have a marketing team, okay? And when you're in the lawn care industry, for example, and you've got 10 to 20 clients a day, sometimes more clients a day, you're not factoring in the time that it takes to actually go and do a 5 route or 10 route, or where you're dropping 10 different door hangers or pieces of marketing material on the surrounding properties. You're not either you're not doing that, or two, you're not taking the time to do that to further market your business. Okay, because your mindset is, I've got 20 clients a day, we got to go bam, 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 bam. Okay, what you should be doing is taking a few extra minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and handing out those postcards or door hangers. Okay. But if that's not an option for you because either A, you don't want to do it, two, you don't have a marketing team to do it, three, your guys are exhausted from the 15 clients you just got through doing, and you don't want to do any more, that's completely understandable. So this is an option for you that you guys should try to do if you're not already doing it. Okay. It's called every door direct mail. Okay. You can actually hire USPS.com to go ahead and hand out your marketing material for you. And here's the great thing about it, which I think is pretty interesting. It gives you an idea, and this is my local area here in El Paso, Texas, where I can look up a specific zip code. So say my marketing strategy for 2020 was to laser focus, get really targeted on a radius around my office, okay, where we conduct business. Or maybe it's a side of town or subdivision that you want to target because you know it's high income and you only want to take those particular clients. You can go to USPS.com and you can actually type in the zip code that you want your business to operate in. One zip code, all the zip codes, the whole freaking city, for that matter. It's just going to cost you, okay? But here's how you use this, all right? When you go to USPS or EDDM.com, USPS.com, I'm sorry, EDDM.USPS.com, you're going to want to go ahead and select the mapping route, okay? And you can type in your zip code here. And this is pretty much a good 5-mile radius for our business practice or the particular zip code that I want to conduct business in. And then what you do is you can actually go to show table and categorize the types of people you want to target, okay? So sometimes there are lawn care professionals, for this case, that say target the masses. Get your information out there, see what comes in, and then, focus on that. And then there's others that get laser focused with their target audience, okay, for marketing conversation, is you can actually pick the residential area, okay, whether you want to do business and residential, or if you just want to do residential properties, okay, the business obviously meaning commercial. But if you're that lawn care company that's only doing residential, you can actually select which one you want to do. So we're going to go ahead and select residential only, and then we're going to go to total, okay? Again, residential or business only. You can categorize them, sort call them by the highest or lowest. Then the age range, okay? Age range is important. Why is that important? Well, if I'm targeting lawn care prospects that own a home that are in a specific zip code, okay, I'm going to need to decide whether I want to target the 25-year-old that's in college, that's barely making ends meet, that's probably first 5 years into his business practice and doesn't have a lot of money for lawn care services and maybe has the weekends to actually mow their own grass. Or am I going to go ahead and target the actual professional that is married, has a steady income, that's got some extra dollars to spend on services because they are so consumed by their profession, they don't have time to mow their lawn, cut their grass, weed, trim, hedges, the whole shebang. So you can modify the age range that you actually want to target. So in this particular area, an example, I'm going to go ahead and target 25-year-olds to 65-year-olds. Let me bump that up to 35 to 64-year-olds, okay? Then we're going to sort column by the highest to lowest. All right. Then we're going to go and close out of that. And then we're going to go to size. Size meaning the average household size of each route. That's kind of irrelevant interest here for us. It doesn't matter to me. But what about income? Income's huge. Okay. So if you wanted to target the lower income, the lower class, middle class, high class, you could do that. Okay, so for this particular example, and every market's going to be different, we're going to go ahead and target. We're actually not going to target, but we're going to specify. We're going to sort this column by the highest income to the lowest. Okay, and then the cost column here is actually what it's going to cost you to actually have USPS.com actually deliver your door hangers or your flyers, your postcards, whatever it is you want. So after that's done, what it gives you here is all these rows here. We've already sorted the columns on the what interest that we want to target, okay, our audience. And then each row is going to go ahead and give you the zip code and subdivision, okay, or the zip code and the actual area or streets that you can actually hire them to deliver your postcard or flyer along with their mail route. So when they're doing the mail every day and they're putting them in the boxes, okay, they are also going to take the extra minute to take care of your postcard for you or your door hanger, okay? That's going to be what they're being paid to do. And this is all ran through the USPS option, okay? So for example, I'm going to end up getting, let's say this particular year, I print out 5,000 postcards, okay? This option, okay, they allow you to do from 200 to 5,000 pieces of mail, okay? So if I want to go ahead and target 5,000 different homeowners, I need to go ahead and select each one of these rows up until I get up to my 5,000 option. Okay, and we're going to go high class C, and it's going to alert you right there. Your every door direct mail order cannot exceed 5,000 pieces. Please reduce your order amount. So I'm going to go ahead and take off the bottom one there, and then okay, so we're back under the 5,000 amount, but we're going to be targeting the 70,000 to 82,000 income range for my zip code and within those streets for all the interests that I've selected, the 35 to 64-year-olds. That's going to cost me $877 to do, okay, guys? Now, that's a little less. Matter of fact, let me do the math on how many actual pieces of mail that is. We have 1157 plus the 688 plus the 697 plus the 324 plus the 856 plus the 969. That's going to be 4,691 pieces of mail. That's going to cost me $877, okay? 4,691. 4,691 divided by $877. So basically, for each one, it cost me $5.34 to actually have that delivered. Okay, so that's extremely, extremely expensive, right? But it's an option. Okay, if you don't have a marketing team or you don't want to spend the dollars for you or your guys to go and hand out this exuberant amount of postcards or door hangers, it's an option there for you. But what I like about it, and the only reason why I'm showing you this is because when you hide the table, it now gives me the map location of the exact streets for all the selected areas in those options that I highlighted, okay? So what I could do now is I could actually utilize this tool and go and beat the streets myself. Or hire a guy, hire some kids, hire some high school or college kids that are actually going to do this for a lot less. This company, this website, this platform, this option, they deliver the postcards, okay? The cost per mail piece is 0.187 cents, okay? Literally, the other day there was a guy who was sending out some postcards for a CBD company here in El Paso. And I just happened to be at the truck, and I was talking to him. I was like, "Hey, man, I've been thinking about doing this. How much are they paying you to pass these postcards out?" He says me 10 cents. 10 cents. That's 8 cents less, 0.87 cents less than what this company is doing it for. So instead of spending $877 with this option, what I could do is take those 4,691 postcards or flyers and pay this guy 10 cents. That would only cost me $469, okay? So do you see the difference? there are options to do this, but again, the reason why I'm showing you this is because of this tool. I like the idea that I am now able to see the streets, the exact streets for the interest that I highlighted, the income range, the age group range, and the salary that they actually earn. Okay, so if I wanted to, I can go ahead and do this myself. Okay, the second option that I want to talk about today are Facebook ads. Okay, and the Facebook ad option is probably the cheapest way in today's ever evolving social media society. Okay. And I know firsthand that a lot of business owners in the lawn care industry don't even get involved with social media as much as they should be when it comes to a marketing perspective. Okay. And the reason why is because you guys, we're so busy out there during the day, we don't have time to do all this. But the great thing about Facebook ads is that you can actually set it and forget it, let it run its thing, let the algorithm do its thing on a statistical level, and create that audience for you to where you can start creating retargeting campaigns instead of having to go back out a month or 2 months later to hand out flyers again and do that exhausting method. You can create the Facebook retargeting ads, okay? But there's certain steps that you need to take, all right? But what I'm going to dive in today isn't necessarily the steps you need to take. I can teach you guys how to do that. But what I want to show you today is the audience insights tool with Facebook, okay? So just diving into my own platform here for our lawn care business. What you want to do is obviously you need a business manager account, okay, in order to access the audience insights. So create your business one on Facebook, access the audience insights. All you do is you go up to, actually, I'll just walk you guys through the whole thing here. Let's do that. Yeah. So what it's doing, where you're going to go ahead and load your business.facebook.com, your manager profile, create it if you already haven't. Then you're going to go to you can go to your ads manager, or you can go up to the what's sometimes known as the little hamburger up here. It's like a menu tab, okay, and then you scroll down until you get to audience insights. That's the tool that we're going to be utilizing in order to get very laser focused on our audience and who we want to target for our upcoming lawn care marketing season. Go ahead and click that. Go ahead and click that, and then you want to click everyone on Facebook, okay? Now, we're not targeting everyone on Facebook because we're going to get laser focus on our audience. So right now, you're going to go ahead and type in your local city, okay? It should auto-populate whether you're in, let's say, Pensacola, Florida, Pensacola, Oklahoma, Pensacola, North Carolina. It's going to auto-populate for you, okay? We're going to be targeting El Paso, Texas. There's a couple different El Pasos, so pick the right one. And then we're just going to let Facebook create the audience for us for the first step. As you can see, we have 500 to 600,000 people on Facebook here in El Paso, okay? But we're not going to be targeting 500, 600,000 people, okay? That's wasted dollars, wasted marketing dollars, okay? So we're going to get a little bit more focused, and we're going to go down to interest. Now, when it comes to interest, you can select that, and it's going to give you a couple options on what you can actually choose. But we are interested in those that are that have an interest on their Facebook feeds, landscaping, lawn care, home and garden, maybe fertilization, weed control. That's very niche down, but we don't need to get that niche down yet for this tool. What we're going to go ahead and do, let's go down to, okay, so when you click on, in this case, hobbies and activities, we have home and garden, okay? Uh, Click the drop down. You have home and garden. You have a couple options: do it yourself, furniture, gardening, home appliances, home improvement. We don't want home improvement. We don't want home appliances. We don't want furniture. Maybe do it yourself. I think gardening would be the best option. We're going to go to select gardening. When we do that, you're going to see the new audience is now, it's gone from 500 to 600,000 people to 80 to 90,000 people. Now that's a reasonable range to go ahead and market to, okay? But we can make it smaller, okay? Well, how do you make it smaller? You add another interest, okay? So these are going to be limited, but what you can also do is you can actually type in an interest in this particular case. Let's type in lawn. As you can see, there's no lawn care. There's Scott's lawn care. You could do that. You could try that one, but we're not really interested in those that have an interest in Scott's lawn care. But for speak of conversation here, let's go ahead and select that and see what our audience size goes down to. Still 80 to 90,000. So that didn't do anything for us. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that. Let's type in just lawn. Maybe lawn services. Nope. Let's just leave it at lawn and see if that reduces our demographics, our audience here. Nope, that actually increased it to 90 to 100,000. Okay, so we don't, if we want to leave it, we can. We don't have to. Okay, we're just going to leave it at guarding for this specific video. So what we can do now, I'm not changing the age yet. This tool is to give you an idea of who to actually target within an actual Facebook ad. Okay, this is probably one of the first steps you should be taking, is by typing in some of this basic information and getting a general idea of who your specific target audience is. So let's look at the demographics here. For 80 to 90,000 people that have an interest in gardening, okay, here in El Paso, we know that 68% of them are women, 32% of them are men. The age range, okay, and this is very useful information because we don't want to target anybody younger than 24. It's only 6% of that population. We want to go ahead and target the 25-year-olds to the 64, maybe 65 plus age range. We understand that some of our communities have the elderly and they can't always do the lawn care, so we want to include them as well. Let's check out some of the page. Actually, before I continue here, obviously you got your married, engaged, in relationship, single options. 60% of that 80 to 90,000 is married. 65% of them went to college. And it shows you a couple of selected audiences, the military veterans, communities, social services. Page likes. Let's go over to page likes. This is going to show you some additional pages that 80 to 90,000 audience, some of the pages that they also have an interest in and some of the things that they like. As far as landscape companies, they like Go Designs, okay? That's a Facebook page. As far as contractors, Sterner, Custom Pergolas, there's Bella Vistas. Let's see, you got a couple other options here that you can utilize when it comes to additional information inside of your actual ad. As far as location goes, okay, obviously we got the El Paso location, activities. Let's see some of their activities here. The actions that they take on an ad, 45 in the last 30 days have clicked on an ad. I'm not really interested in that right now. And then you can see what kind of devices they're using. 81% are mobile, which means, guys, this is kind of huge right here, that you need to understand that out of the 80 to 90,000 people with an interest in gardening in El Paso, 81% of that traffic uses a mobile device. What does that tell you when you guys are handing out your door hangers or your other marketing, your printed marketing material, okay? These people are on their cell phones, okay? Hint, hint. Stop printing and get to actually Facebook ads. And they're cheap. Okay, we're going to do a price comparison here real soon. Okay, so after you have this information, now you kind of get into the ad aspect of this business. Okay, and all you do is you push create ad. Okay, and what it's going to do, it's going to auto-populate the ads manager platform, the ad business manager platform, to where you can actually create. I'm sorry, I'm not sure if that recorded or not. Okay, so what it's going to do is it's actually going to dive into the steps in creating an ad. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So the first thing that you have to do is you have to select your ad objective, okay? Choose your objective, and there's so many here. You've got brand awareness, and you can click the little eye icon, and it's going to tell you about each objective that you can actually choose. If you're just starting out, maybe you want to do brand awareness and reach a couple people to grow your actual Facebook platform. But we're in the business of making money, making sales, getting those leads in. So you have a couple options and a couple things you need to decide on. Okay, do you want to receive an email address, a phone number, and a name so that you can actually reach out to the customer? And in the lawn care industry, usually we're getting the phone calls. Okay, they saw an ad, they were referred to us. You may be doing, you may have a profile on Home Advisor, Thumbtack, Yelp, and they're utilizing other platforms to reach you guys, okay, to reach us. And I can say that because a good majority of the lawn care community does not focus on ranking a business website to generate those phone calls, okay? For those of us that actually do that, we channel all the paid ads that we do online to a business website. And then when they see the website or the sales funnel, we walk them through a sales process that way. Okay, that's the method that a lot of us use, some of us use to create those leads and create those sales. Okay, but if you're specifically someone that likes to target traffic through paid ads on social media platforms, you want to dive right into the conversion from that ad. Okay, so in this particular case, we're going to be selecting lead generation. In lead generation, you can pretty much generate, you can obtain an email address, an actual from the people that are interested in your product that you're advertising on your Facebook ad. And in lawn care, I mean, you guys could choose a couple different things. We're going to go ahead and select lead generation. As far as the campaign name, when you're starting to set this up, you can name it whatever you want. We're going to just go ahead and maybe spring 2020 lead gen, and we're just going to leave it like that for now. Okay. Create split test if you have a different ad campaign that you're going to be splitting that against, or you have a couple different pictures or a couple different videos you're going to split test. Let's not dive into that right now. So right here, it says campaign budget optimization are now the default budget settings for your new campaigns. All that means is that the campaign budget optimization is going to distribute your budget across different ad sets, okay, to get the better results depending on the delivery of the optimization choices and your bid strategy. And it's going to take the best ads, and the algorithm's actually going to allocate more funds to the ads that are actually working better. Now, traditionally, we just leave that alone. We can leave it off if you're just doing basic marketing with Facebook. If you really want to get technical and you're creating different ad sets to target specific audiences, that's when you want to start getting into campaign budget optimization. We're going to go ahead and leave that off for this particular case. We're going to go ahead and set up the ad account. Okay. Enter your account information, Mountain Standard Time, make all that is what it is. We're going to go ahead and press continue. Okay, now this option isn't going to pop up if you've already set up the ad account. Okay, now this particular ad account, we haven't ran ads on it before. We're going to initiate that process this year. So I know about running Facebook ads because I run El Paso, Texas SEO.com. So I own a digital marketing agency for the lawn care business. Normally, we're all referral traffic. 95% of my traffic comes from my Google Map Pack listing. Okay, so we're actually ranked on Google, and that's where, again, 95% of my traffic comes from. I don't need Facebook ads. But it's 2020, and we're going to be taking our marketing to a next level, if you will. The ad set name, you can change that now if you like. You don't necessarily have to. After you create your ad, what I suggest is you go back to the ad set name and then you type in the specific audience that you're going to be targeting for this particular ad. Okay. So the first option we have is our Facebook page. You want to make sure that's correct. See, we have a couple different pages that we can use, and we're going to go ahead and leave that there. Please read and accept Facebook lead terms, and before creating your ad, just view the terms and agree to it. It's going to give you the nitty-gritty on lead ad terms, okay? If you haven't read this before, go ahead and read it and agree to it. Dynamic creative, okay? We're not going to talk about that. Our audience. What we're going to be taking is the information from the audience insights and putting that into the actual audience on the ad set level. So custom audience, we don't have that yet. A custom audience is basically after you've ran an ad and Facebook has done its thing and the algorithm has targeted your ad set to a specific audience. Okay. And in this case, we're going to be creating or generating leads and collecting email addresses. That collection process, okay, is what you can at a later date recommended. I'd say anywhere from 2 weeks to 30 days before you get into custom audiences and lookalike audiences or whatnot. Give it some time, let it do its work, and you've got all that huge email list. You can now add that lookalike audience into this and retarget those specific clients, as opposed to having to go back out there and distribute flyers or postcards or door hangers again. You can all do that on a digital level now by lookalike audiences, or if you want to create a custom audience, no existing audience in this account. You would have to go to, I forgot the specific location, but say you already have an email list, you can upload that email list onto your Facebook Ads Manager platform, and that would be a custom audience that you can select here on a drop-down menu to retarget them through their social media platforms. Okay, so we're not going to mess with custom audiences. We don't have one right now, or I haven't uploaded my email list from last year. But what we want to do is change a couple things here. Information that we already know. People live in this location. We're going to leave this alone, okay? El Paso, Texas, because we're going to be targeting El Paso, Texas. But what you can do is type in an address. It says you can type in a specific countries, state, regions, cities, postal codes. That's the key. Addresses, DMAs, or congressional districts, okay? If you have that information because you utilize the Audience Insight tool or you utilize the USPS everydaydelivery.com tool, you can target a specific zip code. Guys, look at that. We're going to be targeting the 79936 location, and it highlights it for us and everything. But we could take it to the next level if I wanted. We utilize this drop pin option, okay? So what we could do then is add locations in bulk, where you can add in different types of multiple addresses. We're going to zoom in. Oops, sorry. Okay, so the street areas, what I can do is drop a pin anywhere in that location, okay? So if I know that, let's go back to the USPS. We're going to go back to the USPS real quick. You see this area right here? If I know the general vicinity of that location, okay, so to me, that's the South Kleinfeld Montwood High School area. I can go back to my Facebook ad. And once I'm back on the Facebook ad, I go to the street area. And I know that it's right here. I'm going to drop a pin on it. Once I drop a pin there, you can then, let me see, where is it at? Reduce the mileage. And we're going to go, let's do 5 miles around that particular pin drop that I did. Actually, that's huge. Sometimes you forget how big 5 miles is. Let's just leave it at a 1 mile radius around that pin drop. And let's see what it's going to go ahead and do. And as you can see, that pin drop, right, is inside of the zip code. Okay, so for example, if I wanted to get rid of the zip code, because I'm not going to be targeting that whole zip code. Remember from the USPS.com website, we're going after a specific age group, a specific salary, and I know their exact streets, okay? Make a quick mental note. The potential reach here in the upper right-hand corner says 41,000 people. Okay, that's again in that zip code plus the pin drop I just did. I'm going to go ahead and remove the zip code, though. So in that 1 mile radius around that pin drop I just did, it went from the 41,000 people to 7,000 people, as you guys can see in the upper right hand corner. Okay, that are the streets inside that radius are the streets. Okay, that I got from those three: the age group, the salary, and the streets from the USPS.com website. Okay, and I can keep doing that based off. I can keep doing that based off the information I pulled from this website. Okay, so I've got these one, two, three, four, five, six areas that I want to put a pin drop inside the Facebook ad. Okay. So I know the streets. You can write them down, do whatever you want. Um, and that's where you put your pin drops, guys, on your actual Facebook ad. Okay. That's where you put your pin drops again. Let me type in 79936 because I want to make sure I get the area. And I don't want to go outside of that area because it's just going to be an untargeted. It's not going to be the niche down, or not niche down. I'm sorry, the target audience that I want to go after. Okay, the 799 was 41,000. So we're actually just going to go through a smaller process here. We're going to put a pin drop on that side of Edgemere. Reduce it to 1. That's good right there. We're going to put a pin drop on, let me see here, that side of Montwood. I don't know if you can go, I don't remember if you can or not. No, the half mile doesn't work, so you want to go ahead and leave it at the lowest 1 mile radius there. And then I think the other one was down here. Let me go back to it because I did forget. We're still north of I-10, just by I-10, that area right there. So this area. So we're going to drop a pin right. I know that is usually, that's heavy commercial. I'm going to drop it right there. And again, we're going to go and drop this back to the 1 mile radius. All right. So was that? Yeah, that's going to cover me for this area. We got the north, that one, a little bit more. Actually, you know what? Let's do one more. We're going to be doing the Lee Trevino Montwood. Okay. Let's do one more, guys. Let me see if I covered it or not. Actually, you know what? I think it did cover it. Yeah. That's this area right here, Montwood. Okay. So that 1 mile radius actually covers a bigger aspect of this than I thought it was going to. So the potential reach just with those 4 pin drops, 42,000 still. So the real question you have to ask yourself is it better to do the whole zip code or is it better to do the pin drops? Okay. You have to remember that in my area, and I know this just from the drives that I made, is a lot of that's desert and there's not residential areas there. That whole zip code, there's a lot of dead space. Okay. So I don't want to spend dollars on that if I'm only going to be targeting a certain amount of houses. So I'm going to leave the pin drops where they are. I'm going to remove, actually, once you remove the zip code again, I'm sorry, it's going to take that 42,000 and it's going to drastically reduce it. So let's go to remove the actual zip code. Let's see what it brings us to. 24,000 people, okay? If I'm only going to do $5,000 or 5,000 flyers, the relation between 5,000 flyers and 24,000 people, that's not that bad, okay? Maybe I'm going to do 4 cycles of $5,000, or I'm sorry, 4 cycles of 5,000 flyers. I could do 5,000 flyers in each one of those pin drop locations. You see how that works, guys? Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to start honing in on the actual audience, okay? So again, going back to the audience insights, if you guys remember, we're going to be also pay attention to the 24,000 potential reads. That's going to decrease as we start modifying some of this stuff. Okay, we're going to be targeting the 34-year-olds. I'm sorry, the 35-year-olds and above, 35 to 65-year-olds, and that went from 24 to 15,000 people. Guys, see how that works? We're going to leave men and women the same. Languages, we're going to go ahead and target English. And then what we are going to do, see how the gardening interest is already there. English, that went from, what was it? Oh, it's at 13,000 now, so we're going to leave that alone. Now, exclude people or narrow audience. Let's talk about that real quick because this is important. Okay, so say you wanted to narrow the audience down even further. We're going to add a demographic, add an interest. Let's go ahead and select, and sometimes some of these will actually auto-populate. Let's go ahead and do lawn care, which you don't have here. But when you are making a selection of any of the interests that you want to add into your Facebook ad, you want to make sure you're selecting the interest section here, okay? As you can see, there's interest, job titles. We don't want to market to lawn care specialists with job titles. Or we don't want to market to the employers inside of the Scott's Lawn Care or the interest of, maybe the interest of, but not necessarily because it takes it up to 374,000 people. We want to leave it at interest, okay? Let's actually add lawn, okay? So that bumps it to 17,000 people, okay? We're going to take our marketing dollars and market to 17,000 people, okay? You can choose to do a couple things here. You can leave that as is and target 1,700 people, and you keep retargeting to that same audience because you're going to eventually save this audience, all right? Or you can leave it a little bit more broad. Let's go ahead and remove the lawn and target 13,000 different people. In this particular case, I'm going to be niching down, and we're going to be adding lawn to it. Interest with lawn, we're going to target 1,700 because we're going to get really specific. And what we want to exclude, maybe you want to exclude your competitors. Okay, and you know the company name. Okay, you can type that in. There may be the company name. Sometimes it's not. But let's say we want to exclude, let's see if True Green's in here. True Green, or we don't want our competition to see our ads maybe. You can actually type in True Green because they are a competitor. And we want the True Green employers or the service masters, okay, we want to exclude people who match that interest because we don't want them seeing our ads, getting our ideas. We only want to target those people that have an interest in what we have an interest in and whatnot. So keep on moving on here, guys. Add connection type. People who like your page, if you only want to target those people, or maybe you're going to be running a campaign. Say you're going to be running a free fertilizing if you sign up for our annual program, and so you want to add a connection type, or you want to leave those people out of the loop because you don't want to see maybe they're pre-existing and they've already been sold on your program, but you don't want them to see the new marketing campaign that you're going to be advertising. So you have to actually exclude those people, okay? And you can do that when you add your custom audience, okay, and you upload your email list of the people that are already signed a contract with you, or if you're not doing contracts but you still have an email address because they're a pre-existing customer, that would be a custom audience that you can actually exclude and prevent them from seeing your actual ad, okay? Let's see here. Expand your detailed targeting to reach more people when it's likely to improve performance. We're going to go ahead and leave that alone. Try detailed targeting expansion. We're going to leave that alone. Connections, and then again, you can save this audience here. When you save that audience, okay, it's going to give you all the details that you just typed in here. We're going to be excluding employers of True Green, people who match the gardening, also have an interest in lawns, and then specific age group. And we left the pin drops on here. Okay, we can go ahead and save that. The audience name, you can let's change that audience name. You can leave your business name. Let's go Sun City Lawn Care, USPS Spring 2020. Okay. And the next time we create an ad, we can use this same demographics and retarget that same audience. And then it's going to give you a notification here. Ad set may get 0 leads based on how you set up your ad set. We recommend trying the following to avoid getting 0 leads. Expand your audience. You can go ahead and choose to expand your audience from 1,700 people to a lot more if you'd like, or you can leave it as is. You can do a split test, okay? You can recreate this whole ad set and leave it very specific like this and run that ad. And then you do a split test with a broader ad and see which one works better for you guys, okay? And after you create that, it's going to get, after you create your audience, okay, you're going to get into your placements. There's numerous ways to do this, okay? If you're just starting out, leave automatic placements alone, okay? Because what you want to do is you want to go ahead and let the Facebook algorithm do its thing and build that audience specific for you. But if you have an idea about edit placements and where exactly you want this ad to show, say you have an Instagram page, okay, or you have an Instagram account and you want to target not just Facebook, but the audience on Instagram, you need to edit the placements in regards to that, okay? But you have to take in a couple things into consideration: your picture size, your image size, the video that you're going to be running. If you're going to be doing a video ad, you know, it has to be less than 15 seconds for the ad to run on Instagram. Otherwise, it's going to be a waste of time, waste of money in targeting that specific or putting that ad in that placement. What is recommended is normally you want to deselect, if you're going to be editing your placements, you're going to want to deselect in the articles, okay, the in-stream, unselect that. You want to focus your ads inside of the stories and the feeds, okay, inside of the Facebook stories and Instagram stories. Now, the reason why Instagram's here, obviously, because Facebook owns Instagram, but you can select or deselect whichever ones. Again, if you're running the video ads, make sure it's under a certain amount of seconds. And then it's going to give you some recommendations here as far as your full screen and vertical image optimization and the actual size that it needs to be. We're going to go ahead and leave the rest alone. We've deselected those. Keep scrolling down here. I know this is a lot of information, okay, guys, but it's very simple. Just read the material, walk through it. We're going to go ahead and definitely do all mobile devices because if you remember from the audience insights, 81% are using mobile devices, as you can see at the bottom here, this column. 41% are on iPhones, 57% are on Androids. Definitely want to utilize and make sure that we're doing on all mobile devices as opposed to just one or the other type of mobile devices, okay? So moving on, we're going to be setting our budget and our schedule. We're going to be doing, again, leads. It says we'll show your ads to the right people to help you get the most leads. Cost control option, okay? You can actually set the actual cost on average cost per lead. It's kind of like a cost per click option here, but we're going to leave that alone. We're just going to be focusing on budget and schedule, the daily budget. I want you guys to start off at just $5. $5 a day. Okay, and we're going to be reaching up to 1,700 people, 101 to 293 people per day for the length of this particular ad that we're going to be running. And then you can select the date that you want to run the ad. You can run the ad continuously starting today, or you can set a particular date. What we're going to be doing is, because we're doing a lead gen type ad, where we're collecting information, we are only going to we're actually going to just run this for 4 days, okay? Within that 4 days, you can create a list of emails, start collecting the names, email addresses, and start analyzing the ad. Because what you want to do, and something you need to think about when running Facebook ads is that it's all about testing and trial and error. With different ad sets, different ad copy. Sometimes your picture, they just may not like your picture, and it may not optimize for the best reach, and people ignore your ad based off that information. So if it's not bringing in leads, then you need to change your imagery. Your video could be wrong. It cannot have you could be sending the wrong type of message. But as far as the actual ad copy, it may not have the greatest hook in the world. The story in itself may not be the greatest. Your description, whatever information you're providing. So again, we're just going to run this ad. Today's January 15th. We're going to run this ad until, let's see, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, till next week. So we're going to run it over the course of the weekend. Same time, we're going to leave it alone. Make sure you change your month. I'm sorry. 15. So we're actually going to end this on the 19th. Okay. So in 4 days, we're going to spend $20. We're going to reach 101 to 293 people each day. Okay. This is the number of people we estimate you'll reach in your audience each day. But as you can see here, it says the leads is 0. So this is the number of leads that we estimate we can get each day based on your campaign performance and estimated daily reach. So if you run this type of ad set and it says 0 leads, you know what's wrong with it because we got the notification earlier that the potential reach is too specific. So what you can do, and what we're actually going to do, because this is valuable information, it's telling you it's not going to get you any leads based off the Facebook algorithm. So let's go ahead and broaden it back up. And you have to go back up to your audience, okay? I think the interest was lawn. Let's go ahead and go back to edit. And we are going to remove the lawn. Oh, or maybe it was true green. I think it was lawn, but let's go ahead and remove that. And let's go ahead and update. Done. And it's going to auto-populate. So we're going to be going back to the 13,000 people reach. Again, 0 leads. That's what it's saying. I'm not going to worry about that because, the reach is still going to be there. So we've got the ad budget set, the impressions. We've got a $20 spend for 4 days, and we're going to reach 13,000 people. Again, it's telling you more information down here. I think that's it. Let me see. Let me get this out of the way here. And then you press continue. Again, guys, if you're bothered by the leads being 0, all you have to do is modify your interest. Okay, we could have easily taken away the true green, do not include option, or we could just add another pin drop and retarget some more specific streets within that specific zip code. Okay, but again, this video is just showing you how this is the fundamental digital marketing step number 2 that you guys should be implementing if you're not, as far as running Facebook ads. Okay. So then what you do is you want to make sure we're actually going to be creating the ad, okay, and implementing the picture that we're going to put on the actual ad, okay. So you can do a couple options here. First, you want to make sure that your Facebook page is selected. If you haven't already, you actually want to select the Instagram account as well, because you're going to be running that ad on Instagram. If you don't have an Instagram account, don't worry about it. You can actually proceed with the ad just on Facebook. You want to go back to the actual ad creation there and deselect your Instagram information. As far as carousel, that's basically where you can do 2 or more scrollable images when you see some of those ads and they got different pictures that you can scroll through, or you can do a single image or video. And we're going to go ahead, 1 image or video. Okay, we're going to select a single image, and then the media. Okay, so this is actually where you put in the image that you want. 6 placements are using this image. and this is the placements. I'm sorry, you have to go back to the placements section and deselect Instagram if you don't have an Instagram account or you don't want the ad to run on Instagram, which you should. Why? Because there's 2.5 billion active users on Facebook and 1 billion active users on Instagram. That platform, that reach. If you're not targeting those on Facebook, you're definitely going to be able to target everybody on Instagram. So definitely want to make sure you guys are up and running on that platform. Now the image, okay, you can edit your image here, whether you want to change the image, crop the image, whichever you guys want to do. Okay, once you select or decide on an image or video that you actually want to utilize for your ad, this is the area where you want to do that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and upload an image. Let's go to, we actually just got through creating a new postcard. Let me go down to, let me see here. I don't know if I want to show you guys all this. Let's see how that comes out. This is the postcard image that we might be printing. I'm not too sure if I want to run with it yet, but I want to see how the visualization here looks. Once you select your image, guys, and you know what works great since we're talking about lawn care Facebook ads is before and after shots. Okay, before property looks before when you got there and you pulled up and it was all trashed out versus what it looks like after you actually maintained it. Those work absolutely phenomenal. Again, before and after shots. Okay, so everything lines up. Actually, that doesn't line up on the Facebook feed or the story. Why? Because it's the wrong size. So let me go ahead and go back to an image stories. So I'd have to go back and deselect stories, or we could just use our actual logo for Sun City Lawn Care. Let me try uploading a different one here. I don't want to get into these right now. Actually, for sake of conversation, I need to. Let's just try this one right here. See how that one loads. And you can save some time by making sure that it's the right file size. And if you guys are looking to just create an actual Facebook ads, a good size picture is just go to Canva. And once you log into Canva, you can actually create right here, they give you some options to actually, come on, load. So what you guys can do is you can log into Canva, okay, create account, and a lot of this stuff you can do absolutely free. Facebook ad, 1200 by 628. Just select this and then create it however you guys want. And then that will be perfectly optimized for your actual campaign that you guys are going to be running or your ad that you're going to be running. So these are just kind of large, but what you can do is you can actually edit them as well. So let's go ahead and take one that I know works. Let me go ahead and do that one just for conversation purposes, and otherwise we're going to be here all day. So once you have your image selected, okay, it actually shows you the image, and that's actually my backyard. I don't remember when we took that picture, but I mean, post the image that you guys want on your ad. You know, we specialize in soil optimization and actual lawn care, where we actually take care of lawns for clients. Besides the typical mowing and cutting, we actually make sure that soil is healthy. So that's what the ad campaigns we're going to be doing. So you know, you can type in all sorts of things here, and your primary text is what's going to be popping up at the top of the ad. That's going to be your actual ad copy. So free fertilizer for create some urgency if you want for the first 10 clients who sign up for our annual lawn care program. Okay, and then just do some spelling corrections here. We're going to leave that as is. Your headline or your hook, that's optional. Let's go keep your lawn healthy. keep your lawn healthy. Or if in our case, we do organic lawn care programs, organic lawn care for 2020. Additional description, learn more now. All right, display link. This is an option where you can send traffic from your ad either through your messenger platform. Oops, sorry, hold on. Your messenger bot or a chat bot in some way, shape, or form that if you guys are using ManyChat or just Facebook Messenger, you're sending traffic that way so you have complete communication with them, or you can send them over to a website if you're going to be collecting names and email addresses from your sales funnel or your actual website because you're providing free value and free content to them and you're capturing, you're doing your lead generations through that method. You can, I mean, it's absolutely optional in this particular case. We don't screen our clients, but we give them a couple options. We let them know some of our lawn care services on our business website. I'm going to go ahead and you can actually display the link right there, which is a good thing too, because that way when someone sees your ad, not only are you letting them know that you actually have a Facebook page, you're doing paid ads, but you're also letting them know that you actually have a business website that they can go and check out and review maybe some of the past job sites that you've done. Maybe they just want to read about you and your business practice, okay? But, you have that option. It's always good to leave that there. As far as the sign up, this is our call to action, okay, or your CTA. Again, we're going to be collecting those names and email addresses, so we're just going to leave this alone. You could put learn more. We're going to leave this as sign up. I might change that. I might not here in a second. Just depends on where we go from here. The instant form, create your first form. Okay, so this is where you're going to be putting in the information that you want to obtain from your client or potential client. Okay, so once they click that ad, what they're going to be seeing next is the actual form. Okay, so when you go to, you put sign up now or learn more, that call to action button is going to be the deciding factor on whether they proceed with the ad or not. Okay, so you have to choose it correctly. If you put sign up, they kind of feel obligated about signing up for something. If you put learn more, it kind of entices them into the next step. So that's where I was saying I may change that here in a second. But form type, more volume, use a form that's quick to fill out and submit on a mobile device, higher intent, add a review step that gives people a chance to confirm their info. Either one's good. We're going to go ahead and pretty much leave all this as is because we want to have the potential client enter their email address. So A, we're collecting an email address, and two, we're able to reach out to them because they showed interest and we can initiate that sales process. And definitely we want a full name. We can ask a couple questions here if we want. A good question may be how big is your property? How big is your lawn? Or what services are you interested in most? You can add the new question if you'd like. I'm not going to be asking any questions right off the bat. You can add a privacy policy if you want. By clicking submit, you agree to send your information to Sensory Lawn Care. If you have a specific privacy policy on your business website, you can attach that US URL policy right here. That way they definitely know. Let me go back here. Intro, optional, questions, and then a thank you screen for confirmation of submitting your information. That's always good to have too. Website link, HTTPS. Please provide a link. We always thank you. Your information has been sent. You want a confirmation email, visit website. We want a thank you screen. Visit the website, download, call the business. Sometimes call the business would be best as we just want them to call us and initiate that service as well. Or they just may be in the heat of the moment rushing. They don't have time to submit their information or they don't want to wait for a response because maybe you're too busy to get that email sent over. And so we just want to leave a phone number there. And I just gave you guys my phone number. It's a business phone number anyway, so I'm not too worried about it. And then once we have all that information there, we're just going to go ahead and click finish. Oh, I'm sorry. It actually forces you to take care of all this information. Oh, headline. Let me see. Keep your lawn green. We're going to use the same image, layout, intro text tells people about your product or services. We're just going to type in organic lawn care program. Privacy policy. Okay, so normally you would have to go ahead and put in your privacy policy from your business website, or you can type in a link text. We're going to be utilizing our Sun City lawn care privacy policy. And just fill out the information. Now, sometimes what you want to make sure you're doing on your ads, and sometimes this is why ads get banned, is they don't include the policy that states that your website is not associated with Facebook. So you want to make sure your privacy policy is set up accordingly on your business website as well. Control, blah, 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 blah. Thank you screen. What's missing from the thank you screen? Description. Free fertilizer application for annual contract or for new annual program signups. Button text. Call now. Or another good one. Schedule your free lawn analysis. Okay, let me see here. What's missing? Everything's done. We're going to go to push finish, and we're going to go ahead and move on. Now, something else you guys need to think about is the tracking of the actual ad that you're running. And the way you do that is by the installation of your Facebook pixel onto your Facebook page if you haven't already done so. And it gives you the option to go ahead and do that right now. You don't have to do that, but you want to do that if you're sending traffic to your Facebook page, okay? In this particular case, I'm not sending traffic to my Facebook page, okay? Yes, I've included my business website on certain portions of this ad and the ad set throughout the process, but I'm not interested in sending them over there right now. Why? Because my website's already ranking. I'm already listed in the Google Map Pack. What I'm interested in doing is providing an ad or showing an ad to a certain group of people on certain streets within a certain zip code to where the ad copy, hooks them in. They see my picture. It entices them to the point where they go ahead and select the sign up now button, which I'm not going to leave. I'm going to select learn more or get a quote would probably be a really good one, especially if you guys are doing free quotes with like a lot of us already doing. You want to make sure that you add that in somewhere. Learn more now. You can add that right there in the description. Free And they're limited on words, if I'm not mistaken. Free quotes. Man, my spelling's off today. Or my typing, I'm sorry. Free quotes. And then get quotes. So you can kind of see how the ad's turning out. All right here, guys. Free fertilizer for the first 10 clients who sign up for our annual lawn care program, Organic Lawn Care for 2020. Learn more now. Free quote. Get quote. It's a little bit repetitive. It's kind of learn more now. Free quotes. I like to type because I don't want to be too repetitive on a quote. Free lawn analysis, because that's what we actually do. Learn more now. Free lawn analysis. Get a quote. Okay, guys. So that's how the ad looks, and you can actually see how it looks on the desktop news feed if the homeowner's on their desktop, or maybe they're at work and they're searching for a lawn care service provider. And the reason why it's going to not load is because that picture that I selected wasn't the right size. All right, but just make sure your picture's the right size when you guys are loading one up. And then again, this is a lead gen, so we're going to be collecting the email address and the full name. Something you may want to add to that is a phone number. And you have to create the new form or edit that one accordingly. So moving on, guys. Facebook Pixel, that's going to be a totally different video. But if you really wanted to select it, okay, your Facebook Pixel is not active, and what it does is it actually walks you through the setup process. Okay, or add pixel, learn more. Okay, app events, offline events, URL parameter keys. This is where you're going to be downloading that information. I don't want to worry about this right now. I'll make another video about how to set up your actual Facebook Pixel, guys. And then you just confirm the actual ad set. Oh, I'm sorry, the ad. Now, if you haven't submitted your credit card information, which we haven't done because we haven't ran the ads on here, this is where you're going to do that, where you're going to be charged the $20 after the 4-day ad campaign. You can select your PayPal account. You can do your online banking, whichever you guys want to set up. But that's where you go ahead and submit that information if you haven't already done so. That's pretty much it, guys. That's how you set one of these up. This was the option number 2, okay? But, the overall point that I wanted to make is that you have the ability to do a couple things. You have the ability to reach. Let me show if I can go back to show you and I can, but we want to go to the budget, the placement, the actual ad set. And this was the whole point of the video. We're going to be reaching 13,000 people within that 4-day ad set for $20. Okay. Is your ad going to reach everybody? No. Okay, because not everybody is actually going to be scrolling through their Facebook and see that. But that's what the Facebook algorithm does, is that it's creating that ad and it's disseminating that ad to specific people that you've selected through your ad. Okay. If they sign up, great. If we're going to be reaching 13,000 people and we only get, on average, what does a postcard get? Maybe 1 to 3%. Let's say it's the 1%. Okay. We get 130 people that actually sign up from the ad, and we can reach out to them and schedule that lawn analysis or that consultation. And if you guys are good with your sales people, and you make a sale, you have a good potential, a good possibility of generating and increasing that revenue stream. And this, again, for $20 and the masses we're going to reach, we have a potential option of reaching that 1%, which is 130 people or potentially 130 new clients. as opposed to spending the $400 or $800 and having either someone actually go out and deliver those postcards or flyers, or the USPS and having them deliver that option. Or if you guys are, the go-getters, and you guys are actually doing the 5 houses, or you're doing 10 houses within a property that you're already doing services for, and you're reaching that market. Or if you're actually just beating the streets and handing out those flyers or the postcards yourself, that's definitely another option to go. But these are, again, this video was to show you a couple of hardcore numbers. Okay, basically what an option is with the USPS.com, or running Facebook ads, which is very, very, very cheap to do. And I just showed you guys exactly how to set up an ad, how to set up a campaign, the ad account, the ad set, the actual ad, and then implementing the credit card information to go ahead and do that. Run it for 4 days, run it for 30 days, whatever you guys want to spend, whatever your marketing budget is, go ahead and do that. You can choose to run an ad and get it in front of the eyes of everybody in social media, or you can print out the marketing materials and have it delivered, or you can do a combination of both. I recommend doing a combination of both. The reason why you want to do that is because you're going to be creating that omnipresence, okay? So when they're on their cell phones throughout the day at work, or on their breaks during lunch, they see your ad pop up. They see the ad, they see Sun City Lawn Care, and then they don't think twice about it. They put it away, or maybe they submit their information and then they forget about it, and they get the phone call from us later. Okay, we're making the sale. Or in addition to that, when they get home, what do? They check their mail. If you're doing it that way, the mailman, the USPS.com website, they delivered your postcard through that method, or you're doing the mailers, or you guys are out there beating the streets and you're doing the door hangers and the postcards, and then they get home and then they say, not only did they see Sun City Lawn Care on Facebook, but they also got your postcard that day. You're creating that omnipresence, presence, if you will, on a couple different mediums. And you're man, this company's out there, they're trying to get our service. I keep seeing them everywhere. They don't think anything about it today, but maybe tomorrow they make a decision, or maybe after they've talked to the wife or the husband, and they say, hey, we do need a service provider. Let me go ahead and give these guys a call. They're all over Facebook. They're all over the mailing system. They must want our business, okay? So there's just a couple of options, guys, as far as taking your marketing to the next level for 2020. Hope you guys found some value in this. No signups. Nothing you have to buy here. Just leave me a comment in the video on some of your thoughts about doing this whole process. If you guys need help, by all means, reach out to me. You can catch us on Facebook or YouTube. Just leave me a comment, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can, guys. You guys have a good one. That's going to be it. Sun City Lawn Care, Chris Rod. Talk to you guys later. Bye.